State's office. So I want to first say I come with a background of 30 plus years of IT, logistics, and transportation experience. And the benefit about being an IT nerd is that you get to know a lot of other IT nerds, and they're called colleagues, right? And so we took a few of them and brought them together, and we are looking at data. We're creating kind of our own Minnesota Doge. I think we're gonna call it MinDoge. How's that sound? So we're actually looking at data it's the business data that we got from the Secretary of State, even though it wasn't very pretty when they sent it to us because it was a bunch of tables crammed into one file. You had to be a program to break it down and parse it all out, but at least, hey, Steve Simon is transparent, right? So anyway, we're looking at that. We're looking for any anomalies that are gonna be like, how did these fraudulent organizations actually get started and get past and overcome these strict guidelines, that Steve Simon has on his watch. And the fact of the matter is he doesn't have any strict guidelines for them. So we're looking at that. We're also looking at voter data, voter roll data, comparing that with other data sets and so forth. We want to find out what we can clean up. We do not have to wait actually for the Department of Justice or anything like that. We can do this with the counties right now, and we got to do it this summer before the election starts. One other thing I want to talk about is our deficit of election judges. And it's a pretty sad case because in 2024, we were supposed to have 15,000 election judges just for election day. That's not even counting the absentee ballot board, right? And we actually showed up with a little over 9,500. That's pretty poor turnout. We need to do better. And this year, we're only at 12,000. So we're 3,000 down on that. And we need people to step up and become. Now, you can't really sign up to get on the major party list right now because that has been sent up to the Secretary of State's office. But you can go to your municipalities and your counties and you can sign up there. And if you are an election judge, go down there and tell them you want to be on the ballot board because that's where a problem is occurring, which I want to talk about now. This is a pretty serious issue, probably what I would call the number one threat we have in our election integrity, right? And that is the absentee ballot board. I've talked about this with a lot of people now. The absentee ballot board was created in 2008 by Steve Simon and his colleagues, right? It's been expanded in 2010 and 2013 to go statewide, but it basically took our military ballots in 2008 and took them out of the local precincts, the local polling places, and put them into county control to be handled not by election judges, not by party balance judges, by county staff that were trained as election judges but they weren't required to be party ballots. That's a problem because it takes away bipartisan oversight, which is really the first tenet of a secure election, wouldn't you say? All right, so when they did that and they expanded in 2010, now this handles all of the absentee ballots in the state of Minnesota. Sends them down to the county, and Steve Simon says, well, we only need 2 election judges minimum for checking signatures, but yet we can have all of these deputy county auditors, he calls them, or county employees, basically, doing all the deeds of the absentee ballot board. The thing is, he doesn't tell you that election judges can do all those deeds. So they're kind of playing on that, twisting a little bit of statute to get away from this, and they're resisting in places like Hennepin County and Ramsey County, Olmsted County, where you had in Hennepin and Ramsey, over 50% of their ballots were early and absentee in 2024. That is a big problem. When you have hundreds of thousands of ballots flowing through these counties being handled by people that are not party ballots. Wouldn't you say, Mark? That's a big problem. So anyway, I think what the message I would give here is that we need to really kind of take a different look at this. We're at war in Minnesota here, and it's a war for the soul of Minnesota, right? We have a party that wants to take it and lead us right into socialism, and we don't want to do that. So who wants to save Minnesota? Just say right now, right on, make some noise, because that's what it's going to take. We need to get involved in Minnesota. That means we need to take the fight down to them. The war is between red and blue is taking ground from us every election cycle, and we gotta stop letting them do that. The battlefield is in blue territory. It is not in red territory. 20 seconds. Anyway, that's really what it is. So if you want to get in the fight, you want to join me, it's basically going to be, if you want to go to my website, sign up to be a volunteer. If you can't volunteer, maybe you could contribute a little financially. We're going to need some literature and so forth to get that going. I want to thank you all for having me here. Appreciate it. God bless you and God bless Minnesota.